People, they think we're stupid. They think we're stupid. Today I'm going to be breaking down the strategies that government agencies use against us to manipulate us, to hide things that are in clear, plain sight. And it's an unfortunate thing that I have to make this video, but this is where we're seeing things. If you guys have ever read the book, The Fourth Turning, it talks about generations, and they predict that this is the generational, the crisis generation, the generation where people are going to lose trust in the government, trust in old systems. For example, the first one was with COVID. People stopped trusting the government, like a massive distrust. It started with Trump, where he was saying, destroy the swamp. And now with the whole Epstein thing, it's getting to overdrive. And they predict this is going to be in 2027. Something huge is going to happen in society, and it's going to be based, and the foundation will be based on the lack of trust that people are having in government. So we're going to be talking about what their strategies are, because once you see their strategy, it becomes very easy to see through it. But the sad part is that once you see their strategy, you'll see how stupid people are, because they fall for it. Okay, let's begin. And this is based on the Art of War and 48 Laws of Power. And the first strategy that they use is to divide and conquer. If you guys notice, the last few years, while the Epstein thing was going on, there's been a lot of protest, a lot of like social disarray, just a lot of internal division. Like in fact, we've never been this divided. Coincidentally, we've never been so close to finding out what's really going on. So what they do is that they divide you. Think about this, right? Think about Antifa. Think about the left. Think about all of those people right now. They're protesting what? They're protesting people, illegal immigrants being deported. They're protesting stuff that you say, okay, like I understand it's not good that they're getting deported, but why are we literally having nationwide protests for something that's constitutional, permissible? Deporting illegal people, like that's constitutional. You wonder why that is. Well, guess what? You have two choices. You could go out there and protest that, or not distract them, and eventually they'll find out and talk about the Epstein thing. You get what I'm saying? Is that it makes no sense. If those people truly cared about humans, they would focus on the Epstein thing. But they're using their empathy towards ICE, towards like those type of LGBTQ, even though that does matter. But I promise you, what's something that unites people? The fact that this shit is happening. And it seems like it crosses party lines. But for some reason, the people who have the power to protest and literally create chaos all across the United States, they have that power. But they're using that power for something that divides. Because it's like, some people think they should be deported, some people don't think. And it's such a touchy subject that it divides people. But when you do that, you stop talking about this Epstein thing. So they rely on those trigger points in their society, which is race, immigration, and I don't know, something, right? And so they poke at it and they organize those protests as a way to distract us. Why I say to myself, those people who have the power to create these protests, why aren't you protesting this? You have Trump, who most likely is on that list. You hate him. Why aren't you attacking him? Unless somebody who's higher up, who have more power, is organizing this. And maybe, just maybe, it doesn't benefit though. Maybe it benefits that you start fighting about these little issues and ignore that. Divide and conquer, my brother. That's why I'm like, don't be talking about race right now. This is not the time to talk about race. This is not the time to talk about Paquito and Maria getting deported. This is not the time for that. Stay on the topic. Stay on that Epstein thing. This goes against all, this literally has no party lines. But to those goofy motherfuckers who focus on the race thing or the immigration thing, y'all are just being duped. Y'all are being distracted. You guys are playing perfect sheeps, divide and conquer. The next thing that they do is that they go after whistleblowers. They have no shame. They're literally doing it right in front of us, and they don't give a fuck. They literally attack Snowden. And the beauty about it is that they're good at it. They make Snowden look like a right-wing guy. You wanna know why? To divide and conquer. People are so fucking stupid. They're so dumb. and they fought for it. It's like, stop looking at this, who's right, who's in the right wing, who's in the left wing. All it is coordinated effort to distract you from the what? Goddamn. The next one is that they distract you and entertain you. Why do you think Trump is making such a big deal out of deporting people? Do you know that Biden, by this time, deported more people than Trump is? But for some reason, you hear more of what Trump is doing. I think he's doing that because he knows his base likes that. Well, guess what? He's doing it for show, because he's exaggerating how compared to what he's actually doing, he's exaggerating. And what that is once again to distract us from that thing. The next thing is that they create scapegoats. And that scapegoat is obviously Ghislaine Maxwell, Eric Snowden, and Jeffrey Epstein. But guess what? People aren't falling for this anymore. The beauty about it is that people, as woke as they are, they've actually woken up to these types of manipulations. So even though people are becoming more aware, but also becoming more sensitive to shit that they shouldn't be sensitive to, it turns in the other direction because they're actually becoming sensitive to shit that really matters. They're paying closer attention. And people nowadays have lost so much trust in the system that before this used to look like a conspiracy theory. Not anymore. And those very same people who used to call you conspiracy theorists, now they're saying, you know what, you might be right. They lied to us about everything. They lied to us about everything. 9/11, JFK. Let me tell you something. The only reason why Trump released the JFK files is because he got shot. But for some reason, he doesn't want to release those other files. That doesn't make him look that, most likely he's in it. You know, I don't know how the hell they're gonna get away with it. I think that Trump is he is so nervous right now that I think he's gonna talk his way into a big mistake. I really think that that dude cannot control his mouth. And I think he's gonna eventually drop the ball, because the dude literally went on True Social, was pissed off, saying, how can I believe you guys are talking about Epstein? And I'm like, yo, this guy's making miscalculation, past miscalculation. At least Obama knew how to shut up about that. And you know what, let me not even go there, man. So this is how society manipulates you, man. Look, man, if you're still getting distracted by other social issues and you don't make this your number one priority, I don't know about you, brother. The government needs more of you. Because this has to be some of the most blatant corruption that I think I've ever seen in my life. I don't even think the history books has this. Like, I don't, you know, I asked ChatGPT about that, and it said, no, it's never happened, because even in the Roman times, when the politicians were pedophiles, it was a normal thing. So even that wasn't like a secret thing. I mean, and for people to be that stupid, to think that that's not possible, come on, get the fuck out of here. And you know, it makes me wonder a lot, what role does because this is all about what? Blackmail. That's the next thing, how they use blackmail. This is all about blackmail. This is the ultimate form of power, blackmail. And it sounds like a made up thing, but it's an actual true. Blackmail is how the world works. Blackmail is whenever you see a black person, I'm kidding, is whenever you see a politician going against his interests, most likely there's blackmail. And look, right now I'm in Mexico. You don't think the cartel do blackmail too? Get the fuck out of here. You don't think the cartel has videos of people doing shit? Who do you think they operate? How do they have all? The world is ran by those people. PDFs. That's what this teaches you. It's fucking crazy. You know, I used to hear people say that, and I used to be suspicious. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Look, man, I'm out.